All right, folks. Final Fantasy franchise is having a massive sale on Xbox right now. If you don't know about it, definitely get involved. There are a ton of great games there, from the Pixel Remaster series to the spin-offs like the World of Final Fantasy to the Souls likes, Strangers of Paradise, where you get to kill Chaos. Yes, that is indeed true. You do get to kill Chaos, as well as the numbered series, which are phenomenal in their own right. So if you are interested in the franchise, go check this out. This isn't a sponsored stream. I just love the franchise enough to be able to talk about it and promote it in the way that I do. But Tokyo Game Show is coming, and Todd Koumans, who's basically the executive producer, Premier Broadcasts at Xbox Microsoft, says, "Can confirm you don't want to miss this one. We're back with another Tokyo Game Show, Xbox Tokyo Game Show, broadcast on September 25th. Now, unfortunately, this actually airs at 11 a.m. my time on the 25th, which is slap bang in the middle of my working day. Now, I've already said that I'm not going to be streaming this, and we'll be checking it out in the evening because I do stream later on that day. If I can make it, I'm going to try, but it's going to be hit and miss. But I'm really excited to see what they're going to perform. I've also heard from other sources that the Xbox presentation over at the Tokyo Game Show 2025 is going to be big. So I'm really excited to see what's going to be there. I haven't been told any other detail other than to make sure I actually watch it. Now, as you guys know, things that are told to me in private by people, I don't report on, I don't make videos on, because they basically don't want me to. So it's a private conversation, and that's the end of it. So I respect that, and I don't. But this came out publicly, so you know what? If Xbox are going to turn around and say you don't want to miss this one, then stuff that I've been told about it, at least on the level of this, I'm happy to disclose. So it's not. So I've also heard this corroborated by another source as well. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here. I'm hoping we'll get more JRPGs coming from Japan over to Xbox, so people can experience those as well, because there's a market there for it, and so hopefully we'll get it. But what caught my eye this week was this "Suddenly I Need a Car with Screens in the Rear Seats" by Tom Warren. And if you haven't seen this ad, it's essentially just in partnership with LG, you get these screens that are built into the car. I'm assuming it's an electric car with Wi-Fi, but I assume other cars will do this as well. These screens are built into the back, so they're probably going to get broken into and stolen within 24 to 48 hours. But outside of that, what you're seeing here is the ability to play Xbox on the go while you're driving. So if you've got kids in the back or just transporting someone, they can continue gaming where they left off at home while they're on their journey. Now, obviously, some may say that's a good thing or a bad thing, but the beauty of this is the way that Microsoft is keeping you connected to your gaming no matter where you are, whether it's a handheld, it's in the car on the screen, it's over the cloud, it's on your PC, it's on your Xbox or other platforms. They are keeping you connected and gaming at all times, and providing you options with the console as well in order to stay gaming. Now, this is an Xbox campaign has been going around for quite some time, and a lot of people actually mocked this campaign, saying how stupid it was. And if you look at what I said here, this car is an Xbox. Now, obviously, you've got different forms of this, but this ad will be seen as silly, wild, crazy, or all of the above and then some. But what it's doing is getting people talking, and that's the most important thing. Even this person over here, who's basically just trying to crap on Xbox and crap on Game Pass, but at the same time is only playing Xbox games, whatever. But, even though he's actually trying to crap on it because it's a campaign slogan, he's adding to the SEO, he's adding to the algorithm, he's adding to the engagement, which means that this gets out wider. This campaign is actually pure genius, building awareness. And so, though it's outrageous, it's for that exact reason that the "This is an Xbox" campaign is so amazingly well put together and delivered. And one thing you can't really say about Microsoft is the fact that they do good campaigns. Their advertising, their campaigning over the past decade or more has been some of the worst you possibly can find. In fact, if you actually did nothing, you probably would be better than what they're currently doing. And that's saying something, right? That says a lot about their campaigning and their pushing together. The fact that you can walk up to casual gamers today and ask them what is Game Pass and they will not know what it is. This is actually a fact, because people that don't live on the internet or don't live on IGN or don't live on Twitter generally don't have that exposure. So without the advertising and the marketing to push Game Pass, these people aren't going to know about it. You need these sorts of things advertised at the time these people come back from work or come back from school and are on their consoles or on their games or whatever, right? It needs to build awareness. It needs to be integrated into areas where these people are, rather than just within a close-knit community, which again is basically an echo chamber. But this ad does what I've been saying, what I just said, but in a much grander scale, because people are talking about it. People are using this slogan, whether it's a good or bad. There's no bad publicity when it comes to this, because it's just constantly expanding and more people are talking about it. And this is a great thing. This is the first time I've actually seen Microsoft in a long time actually come out with something that's really cool and really just great when it comes to the marketing reach. People just don't understand how good this ad actually is. Sure, it might not be increasing the Game Pass subs like Microsoft would like, but it is increasing their revenue yield, and people are becoming aware that there are more ways to play these games, and they're doing just that. And as well as this campaign, they're also increasing the number of games you can play, over the cloud without actually the game being on Game Pass. You buy the game, you can play it on cloud, and that is great. They're also upgrading their Microsoft services on xCloud, so hopefully we will get better, representation of games. Now, whether that means it's going to go from the Series S to the X or to a PC form is unknown. But right now, the current resolution is 720p, and I think it goes up to 1080, but they're introducing a 1440p. Sure, it's still not the 4K that people probably want, but it's cloud gaming, and eventually it will get there. But what they need to do is get that 1440p working, upscale to 4K, because let's face it, the current gen consoles can't do 4K native anyway, unless it's running Minecraft. But what they can do is make sure the fidelity of those games are running on the best possible machine, and that is not the Series S. At the very minimum, it should be running on the Series X. But this campaign here is great, and I think Microsoft have struck it gold with this campaign. I think they've done everything right that they needed to, and this campaign, for the first time, is selling itself. I mean, you couldn't really do any better. Like I said, people are mocking this, talking about this, praising this, but all of this is that SEO engagement that they actually wanted in order to get this to go to a wider audience. You've got magazines, you've got publications talking about this, you've got, journals, you've got newspapers talking about this. This is the type of thing that you want to go viral, and it did, and it is still expanding, and that's evident by their slogan, and everything they do now is being pushed by "This is an Xbox." This, at this point, I'm surprised they haven't said this Samsung fridge is an Xbox, because let's face it, it probably could stream cloud gaming. But folks, let me know what you think. This is all in Microsoft's kind of vision to push Xbox more than just a console, but as an all-encompassing ecosystem brand that appears everywhere. And no matter where you look, they want you to be in that ecosystem. They want you to be playing their games, and that's exactly what they're doing. And as of this year, last year it kind of started, with this year it's been super aggressive, and we've seen them kind of push that agenda even more. And I'm all for it. Being able to play my games on anything and just continue gaming has been a blessing for me. Maybe me 20 years ago, 25 years ago would probably scoff at this, but the older me is definitely enjoying this. And with Game Pass being as great as it actually is, despite the fact that what these multi-million dollar executives want to say, because they don't really care about money and can't really fathom how families of a lower earning can actually afford to play these games. And I know what people are going to say: gaming isn't a hobby, it's a luxury item. That's fine, but if Microsoft isn't complaining and they're doing fine and the Game Pass service is doing well, maybe people should stop worrying about why Game Pass is this or that and stop complaining about Game Pass being evil. Game Pass isn't evil. Game Pass is a great service. The only time people complain about Game Pass is to stay relevant. That's it. And there are a number of people, including Christopher Dring, every time he's kind of disappearing, throws a post out about Game Pass to suddenly become more relevant. Sean Layden is another one. Peter Hines, I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt because I just don't understand what that word tension meant. And as I discussed in Boomstream, it's way too vague in his description to be able to get a proper notion out of what he meant. I know people are kind of going after him, but these millionaires talking down to people who aren't millionaires kind of needs to stop, because it doesn't make them look good or any more credible. It actually makes them look a hell of a lot worse. But folks, this is an Xbox campaign is really, really, really cool. I'm hoping that I'll be able to be there for the Tokyo Game Show. If I can't, I'm going to stream that evening anyway, so we'll check out the complete footage there as well. And yeah, if you do like Final Fantasy, check out the content. There's a big sale going on. Hopefully you'll find something you enjoy. All right, folks, that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Great campaign from Microsoft. It's still continuing. It's still evolving. It's still growing. And it can only get better from here. And I think they should really stick to this slogan. They should really stick to this campaign and push it aggressively as much as they can. Because the more they push it, the more outreach it gets. The more outreach it gets, the more those casual people who don't continually stay in the know, that walk into the stores or look on the, online stores to just pick a game that they like, the more they become aware of these things. So that's me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. As always,